Hello darlings, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coralie and today we are going to talk about the MBA Cosmetics Toil and Trouble collection. Before we even get started on this video, I just want to disclaim that I got all of these sent to me in PR, so I did not pay for them with my own money. And I have a code with MBA Cosmetics that I'll put somewhere on the screen that can save you 10% off, but it is an affiliated code. So if you use my code when purchasing one of their products, I will make a commission off of it, okay? So now that that's been established, let's get into the video. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, then you know this is not my first time trying MBA Cosmetics eyeshadows. I have like 27 of them, I think, in a larger Z palette. I just put these here to like try them out, test them out, and swatch them. The way I can describe these and a lot of MBA eyeshadows is that they are on the smoother side of single shadows. I know lately, especially like 2023, flaky eyeshadows were like really huge. These are definitely a more smooth texture, which does make them easy for like beginners to use. So I will say I appreciate it about that. I think it's really easy for you to just like put your finger in it and just like use the shadow on your eye. It's very smooth. It doesn't look thick on the eyes, which is definitely a plus. I personally have not struggled with any longevity issues with any creasing, but to be honest, I don't really ever struggle with creasing, so I don't think I could be a reference in that matter. Like if a shadow creases on me, it's real bad, like it's super bad. This collection is a more Halloween based collection, but I just feel like a lot of these shades are usable like all year long, so you know, that's. Before we get into the swatches, I want to bring up the main differences in like, not formula, pretty much just color. So almost all of these are gray based, so they have a light gray base, except for the shade Basic Witch, which has a light tan base, and the shade Whatever Spices Your Pumpkin, which is an orange base. It's actually the one I'm wearing on my eyes today. These are definitely for people that don't like their makeup looks to be too dark, but that like to add a little bit of color. So without further ado, let's get into the swatches and the makeup looks. First shade we have is Don't Make Me Flip My Witch Switch. It's a light gray base with a purple, warm purple to almost bronze shift. Yeah. If the Broom Fits, Fly It is a light gray base that goes from a magenta to a bright, like warm golden green. Basic Witch, which I think is going to be a favorite, is a light tan base with a magenta to blue shimmer shifty situation. Whatever Spices Your Pumpkin is an orange base with a almost bold yellow green to pink shimmer. Here for the Booze is a light gray base with a bright yellow gold to a cooler tone green shimmer. Wishful Thinking is a gray base again with a green to a almost lilac lavender shift. I'm honestly not sure about this one. Son of a Witch is a icy blue that's in a gray base and shifts almost to an indigo blue. This one is very like wintry. I love that about it. Finally, we have Room on the Broom, which is a light gray base with a bright warm purple to a icy indigo blue shift. God have mercy. We are so close. It's actually a little bit traumatizing. This part of the video is 100% inspired. You could even say copied from Bad to the Brow. I will link her channel down below. Basically, I feel like whenever she does reviews of single shadows, she likes to give you guys a few looks. And so I figured to give truly a full review, we should give you a few looks. So I'm first going to start by priming with my P. Louise base. This is the shade 2.5, which is closer to my skin tone. And we're gonna do one eye. You guys are really close to me. You're rarely ever this close to me, but if you see that my eyes are dry, I'm using like an acne prescription that is making my entire face peel at all times. And it's been like, it's been months at this point and it's still doing that, but you know, it is what it is. For the mattes today, we're gonna use the Makeup by Mario Master Matte eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go with this shade right here. And I'm taking a pretty fluffy brush and I'm just gonna pack that on my outer corner like so, and slowly blend that through my crease. I'm keeping the shadow focused on my outer corner. Then I'm going to take this shade with a super fluffy brush, and I'm just going to fluff that all over my eyelid. It's going to be our buffer. I'm going to take the lightest matte, which is the first shade, and just pop that on my brow bone for a little bit of lift. I talk about this often on TikTok, but I always go back with all my mattes like multiple times to ensure intensity, but also to ensure blend. Lastly, I'm going to go with this dark brown shade, and I'm going to smudge that all over my lash line. I'm going to go with a glitter glue. This is the Farinay Pixie Epoxy. I'm going to plop just a little dot here, blend it out with my finger like so. We're going to take the shade Basic Witch, which is almost like this warm brown base with like pink to bluish purple shimmers, and I'm going to pat that on the, like, I wouldn't say center, I would say like inner corner all the way to center of my lid. And I'm packing that with my fingers, as you can see. Look at that. Look at that. So this is one eye done. I'll come back to do the final look with both eyes done. And I'll include cute little videos on my phone so you can really see the shifts. Welcome to look number 2. I'm priming my eyes with the Pley base in the shade Rumor 2. So this is the lighter, more pinkish tone base. For my matte today, I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Blends. This is a fully matte palette, and I'm literally going to use like these 2 rows. I'm going to use these 6 shades right here. First shade we're going to take is the deepest pink. It's the shade Vamp, and I'm just going to put that into the inner crease. Next, I'm going to take the deepest purple, which is Bewitched, and pack that right on my outer corner like this. Quick tip, whenever you're using really dark shades first, I strongly encourage you start blending them just a little bit at the edges. It's going to make your blending work much easier. Then I'm going to go with the medium tone pink, which is Chase, and obviously we're going to blend it right out here. In typical me fashion, I'm going to take the white shade, which is Cream and Sugar, pack that on a flat brush, and just put that on my brow bone. I usually do this not only to lift, but to keep the shades that I'm blending from catching on to the primer under my brow, because that can give a really, I don't know, yeah, bizarre look. Let's just call it that. Taking the medium purple, which is Signs. Lastly, on a small fluffy brush, I'm going to take the lightest pink, which is Promise, and I'm going to blend that in my inner corner. And I'm going to take Giggle, which is the light purple, and blend out the outer crease. Listen, they don't call this palette blends for no reason. We're going to cut the crease. How I usually cut my crease, and now obviously this is personal to everyone, but I take a little bit of like a Vaseline-like product and I start just carving, okay? As you can see, minimum effort and the crease is cut. So that's how I prefer to do it. Taking again my base to cut the crease, we're gonna go in with our shimmers. Fun fact, I don't feel the need to use a shimmer primer with these shimmers because I already have a wet base with them. So the first shade I'm gonna take is Room on the Broom, and I'm gonna start with my finger and pat that, wow, in the center of my lid. That's very beautiful. And then I'm going to take the shade that's called Don't Make Me Flip My Witch Switch. Some of these names, baby, they are so long. I'm like, please, couldn't we have done something a little shorter? And I'm gonna put that right in my inner corner. I hope you guys are seeing that. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. This is the final eyeshadow look. Cue the shift videos. The third and final look for today. Let's get into it. I'm priming with the Pley 2.5, which is the warmer toned base. Listen, there's a method to the madness. For my mattes today, I'm going to take the Beats by Deb Color for Days. This is a indie black owned brand. This is an all matte palette, and I'm going to use these 3 shades right there. So let's get into it. On a fluffy brush, I'm going to take a Blaze, which is the darkest orange shade I showed you, and just start packing that all over my lid. I'm going to start buffing out the edges, and I'm going to build up that shade. Then with the same brush, but more on the tip, so instead of dipping the brush like this, which is how I dipped it into the orange, we're going to dip it like this into the shade Creamsicle, which is the slightly lighter orange, and I'm going to start blending that right above the first orange that we put down. I do this a lot with all my looks. I take a matte base shade, so I'm going to take the Beats by Deb again. This is the In the Buff palette, and we're going to take the shade Creamy right here and put that right on the brow bone. Back to the colorful palette, I'm going to take the shade Lemon Drop, which is the orangey yellow, and I'm just going to buff out the entirety of the look with this shade. In typical me fashion, we're going to keep building up every shade, and I'll be right back for the shimmer. I'm going to take the Farinate Pixie Epoxy and apply that on my lid for a little bit of, you know, a tacky base when we're going to put the shimmer, and you can probably guess which shimmer I'm going to be putting on today. It's going to be the orange shade, whatever spices your pumpkin. This is like, this was too good to pass up. Like, I couldn't not use this, so I'm just gonna apply that all over my lid. And I'm gonna take a little brush to be a little more precise in my inner corner like this. It's always a good idea to go back with one of your outer corner shades and just like pat it a little bit on top to softly blend your shimmer into your mattes. In this angle, you can see how pink this is right here and like almost like greenish gold this is right here. I'm gonna do a wing the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back with some fun shots. This is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I felt like doing the swatches like this showed you the shifts a lot better than when I tried to do the over the desk situation. Tell me how you feel about it. I'm trying to make this better. And this video actually took me like so much time to film because it's like 3 looks. I personally will not do 2 looks in one day. Like, my skin cannot handle that. My acne prescription makes my skin feel like fire half the time. So if I were to put on makeup and remove it and put it on and remove it, we would never finish. And I would just cry and cry and cry until there was nothing left to cry about. So with that being said, I am planning on making videos like these if I get like new releases, new launches, you know, collections like these. But please don't expect too many of them because, girl, I don't know if I can handle that. Like, let's be real. Tell me how you guys felt about these eyeshadows. Are you looking to maybe pick some MBA Cosmetics shadows? They have multi-chromes. Although these are duochromes, they do have generally multi-chromes. So it's really fun, really interesting, really cool. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your viewership. If you want to stick around, you should probably follow this channel because, you know, I'm here. 2024 is the year I'm back on YouTube. I don't know, I'm sorry. That sounded not like proper English, but that's okay. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in my next video, which I actually don't know what that's going to be yet because I wasn't planning YouTube videos. I was just trying to get this one done. So yeah, have a great day. Goodbye.